So I'm going to show you our little dragon fruit seedlings that we made about a year ago. A little bit of cactus rust that we're dealing with, which is pretty common with dragon fruit. I'll show you how you can easily sort that out and deal with it. And I'll show you a little frame that you can easily knock up with a bit of scrap wood. Minimum effort, maybe 10 minutes work, and boom, you've got a nice little future frame for your growing dragon fruits. I'm also going to show you how them dragon fruit cuttings that we made, them segments, they're actively growing, doing really well. I'll show you that also in this video. So this is our simple little frame that I've knocked up, and I'm going to show you, I've got another one built just over there so you can have a look at how it's been knocked up together. And there's a couple of crossbars in the pot to keep this from bending and compressing the soil. It stays upright just through the cross sections, and in the future when these get bigger I can put another couple of bits of wood here and finish off the frame. I couldn't be bothered to finish it off at the minute. I'll let these, have got quite a bit of growing until they get up there. And if you've noticed, I've put 3 plants in one pot. That's 3 of our little dragon fruit seedlings, and I'm using the inner tube that I showed you in the last video just to hold it onto the frame. The inner tube's nice, flexible, it doesn't cut into the cactus, into the flesh. And I'm using a little bit of palm leaf as well, just as a temporary hold until it settles in. I'll just chop that off. And I've planted a few together like this because they're seed grown, so I don't know how these plants are going to turn out, how the fruits going to turn out, whether they're going to be good fruit producers, good growers and all that. So I'd prefer to get quite a few together. I'm going to try and bung these 4 into another pot like this, and at least then I can see how they do. And I think it's maybe a year or 2 away from seeing our first fruits, so that's going to be really exciting. And what I'll do then is, once I get a feel for the tree, the cactus, whatever, how it's doing, if it's a good fruit producer, I'll know whether to continue that line. We can make some cuttings from it and grow some plants on their own. And 3 in a pot isn't a big deal anyway, and they all might end up being good little producers. Well, we'll just have to see, won't we, together. So we've still got 4 here that we're going to plant up together now. I'm going to show you the other frame. You'll be able to get a feel for what I did, how I made it before I plonk in all the soil. Really easy for you to set up. Let's go and take a look. So this is the other frame I've just knocked together, and it's just one piece of wood. Look, we've just got a crossbar here, a couple of screws in there, about the diameter of the top inside part of our pot, and we've got a bottom cross section on the other side which is about the length of the inner diameter of the bottom part. And look, sits in quite nice. It sits in good enough anyway. Look, it's not going anywhere. Yeah, so that's pretty good. And what I'm going to do before we fill it full of soil, I'm going to put a few stones in the bottom, just a real thin amount, mainly to keep our wood dry, so it's not just sitting in wet soil at the bottom. It might keep it from rotting a bit longer. Some people say that putting rocks at the bottom of your pot doesn't help with drainage, and it's an old woman's tale. And I've thought a lot about this and I've looked into it, and there's some argument there. But a few rocks at the bottom, it still does serve to help keep them drainage holes clear from any debris and root. And keeping them drainage holes clear is going to help let that water out, let it escape. So it does help with drainage. But the argument what they do have, and let me know what you think in the comments, is when people get a bit carried away and they put like a third of the pot right up to here, you know, with drainage, with rocks, and it's not really helping, you know. We just want a few rocks. I think an inch is enough, maybe even just a centimetre if it's a smaller pot, but I'm going to put in 1 centimetre. That will help keep them drainage holes from getting clogged up, and it'll help look after my support that we're plonking in there. It's going to help sit it on top of them rocks and not be exposed constantly to those wet conditions. You see, we've not gone too mad. We've not even put an inch worth in there. It's just enough to sit our frame on top of them rocks, help keep our frame nice and dry and keep them drainage holes free also. So I've got some compost here from my compost pile. I'm going to fill a good bed on the bottom with compost, so that when the roots get down there and hit all that gorgeous compost, they can go crazy. And this is just a well-drained compost that I've mixed plenty of sand in there, a bit of a cactus mix, which is, would you say, about 20% sand in there. It should do pretty good. Just pack that down a little bit. So this is the last one going in now. You see how I'm using the string just to hold it up like puppets. I can get the soil in the bottom and then we'll tie them up with a bit of inner tube. So I've just snipped off the bit of growth that's growing on the bottom. And can you believe it, the roots had not even reached the bottom of these pots. So we'll just get him in there like that. I've run out of string, haven't I? Typical. We're just gonna fill the rest of our pot. Almost out of soil. Gonna have to go and mix up another batch. Which is typical. So I'm just gonna use a bit of bicycle inner tube now. Little strip of bicycle inner tube, nice and flexible, and we'll just get something on here to tie our dragon fruits up, wrap it around from the base all the way around. So if you understand, there, like that. Let's get this out. Yeah, that's it. Loosened it up a lot. This one hasn't. This has not got that handy little rope. Oh, man, he doesn't want to come out. Oh. Yeah. Oh, that's because he's still tied up. What a sausage. Let's get a staple in between just to help tighten this rubber up. That's it. Nice one. So we've got another nice long piece that we can wrap around, say about here. That should do it. And I'm sticking one there, one there. There we are. Perfecto. We can take these little guide ropes off now that have helped to keep our dragon fruit from flip-flopping all over the place. Can't have the big stein flipping and flopping. Perfect. Job nicely done. Be interesting to see how these do. So let me show you the cactus rust, how I'm treating it and how you can treat it. I'll show you how our cuttings are doing as well, that we took a few months ago, the segments that we took. So there you can see a prime example of cactus rust. And the only way I'm treating it is just with a little spray bottle like this with hydrogen peroxide, half hydrogen peroxide, half water. Then you just spray it onto the areas of your plant that's infected. And this is all right if it's just a small infection. We've just got some little spots around. The hydrogen peroxide will take care of that quite nicely. Hydrogen peroxide is really easy to find in your pharmacy or at supermarkets. It's normally sold at 3% strength, and just remember to dilute it half with water. If you don't want to use that, you can also use neem oil. Add a little bit of soap, like just a drop of soap to your squirt bottle, and then whatever the directions is, normally it's about 1 millimetre of neem oil to water, little tiny drop of soap. The soap will help the neem oil to take hold. So you can use that also against cactus rust. You can also use sulfur powder. I've used in the past for treating cactus rust, and you can use a proper blower or just use that little bottle with a pair of tights on the end like you see in the video. That's just popped up now. Really easy, cheap, well, it's for free, sulfur duster, and sulfur works really well and it holds onto the plant. The only problem is if it rains, it's gonna wash the powder off and you'll have to repeat the process. But cactus rust on your dragon fruits is really, really common, especially at this time of year now. It's winter and it's damp, and it seems to thrive in these damp conditions. So let me show you the little segments, the little leaf segments that we took a few months ago, show you how they're doing. I've got them in the full sun now. They're actively growing. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all these dragon fruit. Man, it's really getting dark now. My ISO is like at 10,000 just to get this video. So I always leave things to the last minute, man, and then I'm fighting for the last bits of light. So this is our segments we took. Look, we've got a lovely bit of growth coming up on this one. Every segment we took in that video, not one of them failed. They all got a little bit of cactus rust, which I've been treating again with the hydrogen peroxide. Look, we've got a lovely new bit of growth here. We've got these now in the full sun as they've got plenty of root to be able to deal with it, and they're so fat and plump, you know, they're doing fantastic. Look at this beauty. That is nice, eh? Nice big, nice straight segment. And then we've got loads of growth up here. It would be really cool if we could get some of these to fruit this coming year. That would be really interesting to see, and well, let's try and make it happen. Got a nice one here, look, it's a beauty. Even though I don't really want a segment growing down there, I'm just letting it happen for now, but they're all doing really, really well. So guys, it's been awesome to be able to catch up with you, show you how the seedlings are doing, show you how the cuttings are doing, and how you can easily knock up a little frame for your dragon fruit. We need to try and grow this community. We've got a Discord out now as well. If you want to carry on the discussion there, have a bit more of a community feel, talk with other members, get gardening questions answered, and share pictures of your plants, make sure you join up. The link is in the description. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later.